What is up, everybody? My name is Hyken, and this is the Redragon K530 Draconic. Really quick before we get started, please do remember to drop a like and hit that sub button if you're enjoying the video. Also, consider turning on that notification bell as well. It all really does help me out. Also, if you want to see more unboxings of products just like this awesome keyboard, feel free to follow my Twitch stream. You'll also see some subpar gameplay there, so I apologize for that in advance. There will be a link for that down in the description below. Last thing before we get into the actual content here, I do need to disclose that Redragon did send this out for review. However, that is not going to impact my review in any way, shape, or form. This is still going to be 100% honest, so don't worry about that. Alright, first off, the basics. This is a 60% keyboard available only in black and only with brown switches for the price of $65. In the box, you get the keyboard, a detachable USB-C cable with an angle in it, a keycap puller, a key switch puller, and a manual. There are also a few extra switches in here because this is a hot swappable keyboard. There's also a sticker in there as well because this would not be a keyboard unboxing without a sticker. Build quality overall is really solid. There's no bend in this, as you do have a kind of thick plastic lip surrounding it, which gives it a lot of strength and durability. There is some kind of metallic pinging that you do get when you type hard enough on this keyboard, but that's fairly commonplace for a budget keyboard like this one, so I'm not counting it against the board. We will talk a little more about this later. We also have two kickstand feet on the back with a little bit of padding on them as well. If you don't feel like using the feet, the keyboard does feature a little bit of an incline, but I definitely preferred using the feet. The USB-C plugin is actually on the side of this keyboard, the left side, so if you're worried about your cable reaching around, you can pick up a couple of adapters. They're just L-shaped USB-C to USB-C adapters. Those are on Amazon for like $5. No big deal there. My cable did reach around just fine though. These keycaps are made from double shot ABS, and they also feature a kind of matte top and glossy sides. There is also some printing on these keycaps, however, for the most part, except for some keys in the top row, it is on the side of the keycap. This is a massive big brain play from Redragon here. That means less finger oil contact with this printing, which means that it's going to stick around forever. Also, the glossy sides make the RGB really pop. We'll talk a little more about the RGB later, don't worry. But this is also really smart because that way you get glossy keycaps, but you don't get finger oils and fingerprints smudging up the sides or anything like that because you never touch the side of the keycap. Also, if you don't like these keycaps for whatever reason, you can always swap them out later. Everything here is standard, but I can say, as somebody that normally hates ABS keycaps, I actually really like these. I actually thought they were PBT for a while until I reached out to them and asked them, and they said, nope, they're ABS. But yeah, they are really good keycaps. I actually don't have any problems with these. Actually, there is one problem. I keep pressing the win key, and then I don't win my games. So I don't know, they might want to look into that, but no, I'm just kidding, Next up, we're going to talk about these switches. So as I said earlier, this keyboard does only come with brown switches. They're Redragon branded box Otemu switches, for those of you that care. They do feel fine. I'm actually kind of a fan of these brown switches. I'm normally not too big on the brown switches, but they are kind of growing on me after using this keyboard. This is also a hot swappable keyboard. This means that you can take really whatever Otemu switch you want and put them in here. So if you have some Otemu blacks, some Otemu reds, some Otemu blues, you can put those in instead of these browns. However, you will have to just get enough to swap out the keys that you want. That does mean that it's kind of going to be difficult to get an entire blue keyboard or an entire red keyboard or anything like that, but it's definitely better to have this option than no option at all. Now, speaking of that metallic pinging, I'm going to go ahead and roll the sound test. We're going to give it a listen. Let me know what you think. The switches themselves do sound fine, but these stabilizers are pretty loud. But again, budget keyboard, I can't really fault them too much on having loud stabilizers. That is a common thing for budget keyboards across the board. This is not just a Redragon thing. This is literally everybody, so don't worry about those. Also, with the metallic pinging, it doesn't really bother me if I'm wearing a headset, but if you are somebody that uses speakers primarily, it may bother you a little bit, and it's really only when you're like hammering down on the spacebar or the shift key or something like that. And again, this metallic ping that you can kind of hear, it's a constant with almost every budget keyboard that I've used. So again, this is not just a Redragon thing. Don't worry about it. This keyboard also features Bluetooth. It does not come with its own Bluetooth dongle, which is fine. You can get one for your PC, or I know like my laptop has built-in Bluetooth, or you can even hook it up to a phone, which also has built-in Bluetooth. There was some pretty substantial input delay, nothing I couldn't really work around, but I don't think that gaming on Bluetooth or typing an essay on Bluetooth is going to be the best idea for you. I think that Bluetooth on this keyboard was definitely more designed for some casual desktop browsing usage, like watching YouTube videos, stuff like that. Nothing where you're going to be typing a ton or using the keyboard a ton like you would with typing an essay or gaming, like I just said. I definitely like having the Bluetooth option on this keyboard, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't be using it for gaming. I definitely do like the Bluetooth on this keyboard. I think it's a very cool option to have for some people that like to have a keyboard for like their home entertainment system or something like that. It's a really great option. You can also have up to 3 different Bluetooth devices. There is a switch on the side of the keyboard for turning it on and off if you're going to use it in Bluetooth mode, and switching between the first, second, or third Bluetooth device. There's also a battery indicator over on the side. This keyboard also features a macro system with some keyboard shortcuts, essentially, so if you find that you're going to be typing the same phrase over and over again, you might want to set up a macro for that. I didn't really have much usage for the macros personally, but yeah, they're there for people that want to use them. This keyboard also doesn't feature any software, so you can't customize lighting effects or customize macros through that, which means that you can't like do a song skip or anything like that. You'll need to look for some kind of third-party software if you're looking to do that. The RGB effects on this keyboard all look pretty good for the most part, and they're not super overpowering, which is definitely something I can appreciate. The backboard of the keyboard isn't white, so it's not going to be reflecting a ton of lighting, but you do get a little bit of reflection off the glossy sides on these keycaps, which again makes me like them even more. I think that it is so smart to give a glossy side to your keycaps, just so you get this extra little bit of lighting. It's classy, it's refined, it's sophisticated. I love it. One thing that does bother me though is the caps lock. When caps lock is off, the lighting effect on the caps lock key is just blank. And when it's on, it's just a static red light. Not a fan of this. It really messes up the RGB for me. I know that when you're gaming, you're probably not looking at your keyboard a ton, but when it's just sitting on your desk, you're definitely going to be looking at it. Now, funny enough, with the Windows lock, there is no indicator light or anything like that. When the Windows lock is on, the light stays the same. When it's off, the light stays the same. It goes along with the rest of the keyboard's RGB lighting effect or whatever. I think that that's the way that this cap lock key should be as well. I think that the Windows lock is awesome. I don't know why they didn't do the same thing for both the caps lock and the Windows lock, but I think that's definitely something for them to look at for future boards. Overall, this is a fantastic addition to the budget 60% mechanical keyboard market. I think that the build quality is great. These keycaps are awesome. The hot swap ability gives you some really great options, so you can at least try out the base key switch options, you know, blue, brown, red, black, stuff like that. You have options for customizability with the cable as well. And that's really what it's all about here in 2020. It's giving the power to the purchaser, letting them customize the keyboard in the ways that they want. And I think that Redragon does a really great job at giving us just that. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for me today. Please do me a favor and stay safe out there. Don't do anything stupid. Stay home if you can. I know that us gamers probably are like, yeah, stay home, awesome. But, you know, if you're not, maybe reconsider. Try to stay home as much as you can. I know that I'm trying to do the same. Just stay safe out there, please. And, yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace! Wow, look at you running in place.